Welcome to the NWI.com Political Roundtable for Thursday, March 6th. I'm Doug Ross, editorial page editor at the Times, here with Crista Zivanovic, assistant managing editor, and Calumet Township trustee Mary Elgin. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, of course, we're talking about all of the things that are happening in Calumet Township, and one of them is the lawsuit. So we obviously have to address the lawsuit. Why don't you tell me why you filed the suit?
Well, I can't tell you a whole lot about the lawsuit because we're still in litigation, but I can tell you that over the last 8 years, I've been going to the legislature trying to get some relief from our relief on our levy. We've been listed as 12 times the state average, where we have not been getting our budget, what I think we should have. And it does not have been happening with us and our funds for the state. So the best way for us to do that is just to go to the government, to go to the federal court and see what kind of relief we can get. It's been reported, even in the Times, that we are 22 times the state average. We've been trying to get the legislators to look at us in a different light because of the tax cap credit, because of low tax collections. They are looking at us in a different light and saying that it's our tax rate that's keeping us and classifying us as we are at a very high rate. And we are trying to show them that because of that our rate is classified in the wrong way. And I'm not the accountant. The accountant
but you had
explains it in a much better way.
You had said earlier that if you looked at the effective tax rate, which means the actual money you actually get, you're closer to 13%.
Absolutely. And
that if the state looked at, everyone in that way, you would be much more in line.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, while we talk about the tax caps as an issue, I think to me the most egregious problem is simply the fact that there's so few people paying the taxes that they're billed. That the actual collection rate is what, 50% or thereabouts?
Or less.
Okay.
Or less.
So that makes it hard. You can't ask for what you actually want. You have to ask for twice what you want.
You have to ask for twice what you want because 50% of that, for every dollar we ask for, we're going to get 50 cents. In order to have a functioning budget, we must ask for more. And it's not just us. It's all of the taxing units in the city or in Lake County are asking for 50% more in order to have a budget to operate on.
Well, we know
I won't
that
say in Lake County, but in Geary, the taxing units have to double their budget almost to get because in our area, many of our homeowners at a period of time walked away. And so our tax collections are very low. In order to survive, we just have to ask for more.
Okay, fair enough. The people who are remaining, you have a lot of them. The poverty rate is high. We'll just say that flat out. So with such a high poverty rate, how are you trying to move them, into jobs so that they can get off the poor relief?
Well, in Calumet Township, we have an extensive program where we do job training. We have some programs where we are in our job search program, Job Search Works program. We have, if you're coming into Calumet Township for services, we try to steer you to some of our job programs. And in those programs we do where you get credit programs where you can get your credit worth corrected, you can get your GED program, you can go into electrical programs, you can go into you can go into the, it's not the nursing, but you can go into my mind is escaping me here this afternoon.
Oh, like the CNA certified
The CNA certified nursing. We had one time we had the catering programs. You can go into the hair programs. Many programs where you can get training that put you directly into a job, or you can get the preparedness programs where you can go into some of the crafts. get prepared to go into the electrical programs, prepared to go in some of those programs to get you into the union programs, some of the
And
jobs.
apprenticeship
programs.
Uh-huh.
So we try to get you prepared while you are in need. But we have many clients that come in already prepared, already with degrees. I experienced a client came in, she already had her license to be a beautician, and she was in need, and we were having a training class, and 2 of the clients got hired by the beautician that was doing the training because they already had their license, they were trained, they just had a need. At that time, they were just a little down, was feeling a little depressed, didn't feel like they could make it at that time, and they just got boosted up a little bit, and she hired them, and they went right back to work, and things worked out very well for them.
So that's a good thing to consider when you have somebody who's been out of work for a while. We've seen in this economy, it could be more than a year, more than a couple of years. How hard is it to refresh the skills to get them back to, where they should be? How stable do their skills get for being unemployed for a length of time?
Not at all. It just takes that kind of motivation, and we have those kind of motivational programs. It just takes someone that has that kind of training. We have a program under John Key who has that skill to motivate you, bring you back. It just takes one class with him, and you're right on track again. And it just takes that skill and that know-how to push you right back into your life and give you some hope for that, yes, I can do, and bring my life back. Someone believe in you, to give you hope to believe in yourself again, and you're right back on track. It doesn't take it. Walking in the door sometimes, just the air of how you feel, walking into a place where you feel welcome. Somebody's going to help you again, and you're right back on track.
Okay.
And we try to give that air from the first time you walk in the door to the person that cares for you. I think a clean atmosphere, warm feeling, the place where the waiting room, the reception desk, the whole place has to have that feeling of we care about you. And we try to get that from the front door all the way to the time when you walk out of the door.
Okay. How much, there's a lot of conversation nationally about income inequality and how people, with a minimum wage job are really not making enough to support a family. You're dealing with people on township assistance. If you don't even have your GED yet, it's a long way up that ladder of education to get to where you can make that kind of help. So how many of the people you serve are actually still employed and just need, they're just not flat out making enough to make it?
Well, in this area, it's already a low-income area. We don't have the meals to supply the areas that we need. We have the unions that are very difficult to get into. So I support the new $10, 10 wage because not only do they need the wage, but our area needs the income. So I support that. And I think I don't see all of the ills that come along with it. So I think it would be a boost for our area. I think it would be a boost for the people. I don't see it taking the jobs because we have in this area, if you make money, times and I give you a good example that I see when you get your tax refund, all that money is recirculated and is spent. So if you're getting $10 an hour, those people that are getting that money and have the opportunity to make it, they're going to re-spend it. Some of those upper income, when they get money, they're going to invest it and let it grow inside of a stock or in fund. But the low income, when they get money, they're going to spend it and they're going to shop and reinvest it into nice things for themselves.
That's a good
So
point.
raising that income is going to be reinvested in the community, and the community is going to grow because there's so many things they would like to have and spend, and they have that immediate need that they would spend it on themselves right away.
Right, that pent-up demand, when they
Yes.
get their tax return, they would spend it
They
in the
spend it
community.
right away. And if the income is raised and they have that pent-up need, that they're waiting on just an opportunity to have a few dollars till they would spend it right away, and we would see a growth in our economy. So I hope it passed, and I hope you guys support it. I have a, are we running out of time? Because
No,
I just had a
you
quick
go
little
ahead.
survey that I wanted you guys to just take a look at and see how you feel about, we have this is a political roundtable, we have the upcoming election coming up, and I wanted to see how you guys would feel about just taking a quick little survey on how you would feel about some of reform is what I came in on, and we just take a quick little survey, and you've addressed the cars, and that's been a big...
Well, actually, we haven't on this show. We
not
haven't
on the
addressed
show, but
cars.
you've addressed it in the paper, and you've talked about the cars a lot, and you've talked about the cars, and I just want to say, you're talking about some 11-year, 12-year-old cars, so it's not like they're new cars, and I want to put that out there. We're talking about some cars that are very, very old. Our fleet of vehicles are very, very old, so I want to just see. The Calumet Township Media Survey, and we were talking about kind of reform, and then how big should the fleet of cars be at the Calumet Township? And then the answer should be prior to Mary Elgin, there were 46 cars. Should it be 46 cars used now under Mary Elgin, or do you have no opinion? So your answer, I'm going to just check it out for you. It's just an opinion. So it is a yes, they should be as prior to Mary Elgin, or no, they should be under. But under Mary Elgin, you don't have an opinion.
Well, go ahead.
Well, I think that everyone would say 4 to 6 used cars under you as opposed to 46
Okay.
before your administration. But I also just want to point out, I think some citizens wonder, should there be any fleet of cars? So that's
And
for
and we're talking,
Yeah.
separate from specialized vehicles.
Right.
With your personal vehicle, you're not going to plow the parking lot or anything.
But I think your
still.
point is these cars are used actually to go to clients and for client meetings and client intake and help, as opposed to the 46 that everyone was just
That's
driving
what
around
too.
for their personal
Okay, so
use.
then how many employees should the township have? 230 prior to Mary Elgin, under 80 under Mary Elgin, and then the question is no, as if it was in the frequent prior to Mary Elgin, yes, as Mary Elgin did in 2012 and 13.
When was the last time you hired someone?
I think I had a part-time person in the shelter. We went to part-time. I had a person in the shelter because we had a couple people leave. I have purged down. I just got an email saying emergency. We need some help in township assistance. So I'm thinking of how I can move some people around. I haven't hired anyone just full-time in a while.
Okay.
So which one is going to be?
That sounds like under 80.
Y'all doing real good.
I just don't know if we have time to complete the survey for this
exactly.
roundtable.
Okay, but you did so well.
But I think your points are well taken, and I can't disagree with the reforms you've made. I do think we did point some of those reforms out a year ago in our series of
Yes,
stories, but I do think you are sincere and that you have worked hard to continue to pare costs while still not compromising your services.
And no matter who the trustee is, Calumet Township, it's going to be a really difficult responsibility.
Well, I just hope you realize that there is a need for a township as well, in Calumet Township as well as any other 1,006 locations that we have in the state. And I just would think that Calumet Township should be treated as equally as all 1,006. And there are other agencies, government agencies within the Lake County, and Calumet Township would like to be considered in the scrutiny as equally as all those in the same area. And we would certainly appreciate that. I love scrutiny. I love to be questioned and judged, but I love to be measured as equally as anyone else. And I would appreciate that.
Okay. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for this edition of the NWI.com Political Roundtable. We'll look for you next week.